Well, we knew the Maple Leafs and the Panthers were going to be a series. Heck, in our series preview, we said it was Rocky versus Tyson, the aggressor versus the ultimate underdog that doesn't want to stay down. And this game delivered on that metaphor, and it delivered as a game one in the series. And I assure you, fans on both sides are going to be fired up no matter what I say, regardless of me being a neutral observer here, just looking for great hockey. Both sides are going to be fired up because this is what that kind of series is. It's a violent, gritty, get under your skin, give you that itch, fired up, let's go kind of feeling. This really is turning into quite the rivalry. The Toronto Maple Leafs started off hot. They did exactly what they needed to do. Bang, goal, right in the first minute. Toronto needs to put this one away early every game because it's going to settle the game down, and it allows you to get your stars out of the game so you can play line 3 and 4 a lot more. And you can avoid taking bone-crunching hits, cross-check to the back, elbows to the head, every single thing the Panthers and a Paul Maurice team are going to do because those are playoff warriors. Leafs fans will call them cheap shot artists. Some people like it, some people don't. I'm not here to tell you either way. I'm just here to tell you it's the playoffs, and this kind of stuff happens, and 51 hits in game one, that's going to add up. Goalie out, game one. That's going to sting. We're going to talk all about that. And then Florida climbs back. Exactly what the Leafs don't need to happen. They don't need their confidence rocked, and exactly what Florida needs to do. I think both teams actually leave this game accomplishing what they set to accomplish. The Leafs need to win on home ice and prove to themselves and everybody else they can hang and bang with this team. And the Panthers just got to create doubt. Breathe down the back of the neck of the Toronto Maple Leafs and just let them know we're going to be here for 7 games. We're going to be here for 7 games. And every time you touch the puck, it's going to hurt. That's what the Panthers have to do. So, even though the Panthers don't win, their primary goal, not accomplished. Secondary goal, intimidation, hits, setting the tone, clawing back, creating doubt, accomplished. So both teams set out to do a few things tonight. Let's go see how they got them done. This game hasn't even settled down yet, and Max Pacioretty Patches is in on the forecheck, and I tell you, that guy was playing hard tonight. There were a lot of bodies. He was after loose pucks. This was a man on a mission. Puck goes in, Patches picks it up. You got 5 Panthers back right now. Nothing dangerous about this. You got John Tavares coming in late. The crowd hasn't even settled into it yet. It's the Jones-Forsling pair that's out there. It's the Bennett line that's out there, and you see a big booming hit there by Patches. He laid a couple big ones, and you see John Tavares picking it up in the puck support. I talk about this a lot on my channel, guys. You need to hit the first man, and the second man needs to be puck support. What I notice here is that Seth Jones is actually going to lose the puck support battle. Tavares comes in, cuts him off. Jones is holding the post. Bennett is coming in to support. And Evan Rodriguez is there to cut him off, but he's too late. They weren't positioned strongly enough, and Paul Maurice teams have a tendency to go a little bit soft in the D zone, especially early on. I understand. I had him as a Jets coach for 7 years. There's where the bias is. If you're wondering, folks, that puck moves to the point, and now we got a 2-3. 2-3s are great ways as a system to score a lot of goals. Slick Willie, Fast Willie, Willie Nylander coming in here. Beats him to the outside, goes low. And you know what I love about the playoffs? Sometimes you don't overthink it. I love Nylander scoring this goal here. He doesn't overthink it. Throw junk on net. They're not expecting it. This goal shouldn't go in. It does, and it goes in because he can't see it. And take a look here. Gritty play. Tavares taking cross checks to the back by Jones. This is what you got to do if you want to win in the playoffs. He's got Bobrovsky completely covered here. And what I really like is Bob has nothing to see. You're down low, and you keep the puck along the ice. That's huge. I mean, when you keep low shots in there, goalies don't expect it, especially from weird angles. This one beats Bobrovsky. It is absolutely huge for the Toronto Maple Leafs that the second line gets in there early. It's huge that it's Willie Nylander. It's huge that John Tavares is in front of the net. And you know what? It's not that big of a deal to Florida. When you're the champs, man, you're the champs. This stuff isn't going to worry you. You've gone through wars. They were finalist champions. This is only the second round. They understand there's no panic. It's a full team of veterans. So Leafs, first check. Florida's, shrug the shoulder. Goal 2, Greer is around the net and Oliver Ekman-Larsson playing like it's the playoffs. Exactly what you want to see here. Take a look at the tie-up as the puck comes around. Bang. You can call it a hook. You can call it anything you want. It's a no call in the playoffs. Always seems to be a nice little pirouette down there as he holds them, and the Leafs are leaving the zone. Look, in the playoffs, you don't want to be caught doing the second thing. Just do the first thing. I get it's a penalty. Everybody's going to scream about the refs 24/7. This is playoff hockey. So the best choice you can make as a team is be the first to cause the infraction. When you cause infractions, whether they are or aren't, I'm not saying it is. Just saying if you're going to get aggressive, spin a guy around, stick twist him, cross-check him, give it one, give it good, time it right, let them retaliate. It's the retaliation or the doing something in response or multiple times that will get called. They end up leaving the zone. It's Patches again, breaking into the zone. Really, really nice game here by him. Drop back, Oliver Ekman-Larsson, who else? Excellent at joining the play. Throws it on net. And this is called a pop pass. Pass off the pad if you've never heard it. You throw it at the pad. Sometimes it ends up hitting the glove. It doesn't matter. The key is you're actually trying to get it to pop out somewhere here in the slot. This is a set play. This is a play that people play for. This is a play shooters play for. It's just a good goal scorer and passer play. And it's Willie Nylander who picks it up. And you're just in trouble after these pop passes. And the other thing that I like is that he goes high on this one. So you beat Bobrovsky low because it's a screen. But there hasn't been enough guys going high in the playoffs. He does, gets it right over his shoulder. Bang, 2-0 Toronto early. 14:55 in the first period, though. This is between the two goals we just showed. Wow, here we go. Bang, quick little shot from Reinhart. Goes off the helmet of Stolarz, right in the head. Now, there's two schools of thought to this one. First, when we shoot to score and we're a goal scorer, we shoot for ear holes. Why do we shoot for ear holes? Because a goalie can't do this. I bet you're doing that at home right now, just trying to test it out. You may be able to do it, but as you squeeze your shoulder and your neck together and you look goofy while watching the video, this is a really hard place to close, so it's a good place to score goals, especially if you want to go bar down. And when a goalie's out in the butterfly, you're usually shooting below the post when you're over his shoulder. The goalie leaves about a puck distance between his shoulder and the crossbar, so snipers will shoot for that. Shoot for the ear, we say. Well, sometimes the ear turns into the mask. That's why they wear a mask. So he ends up beaming it off his head. There's a second school of thought to hear, though. It's the playoffs. Fire one at his head and wake him up. You know what? It just is what it is. I've played enough games. I've coached enough games. Been there, done that. Got the t-shirt. At times, when you know it's going to be a series and you can rattle guys, sometimes you just lay a clapper or a hard snapper right off the bucket. Maybe you're shooting to score. Maybe you're shooting for a bucket. Maybe it's Maybelline. I have no idea. Either way, it's going to hurt. And that was the first headshot, if you will, to Anthony Stolarz, as he would leave this game eventually. Next thing up, Bennett. Cross the crease. Of course it's Bennett. Why wouldn't it be Bennett? Comes in and he takes a few liberties here. Maybe he's just trying to get through and hold his ice. Maybe he's not. Pushes it off. Stolarz goes down. Now, you can show that angle a million different ways. You can think whatever you want to think about. Like I said, it'll be controversial. The Panther fans will probably go down and be like, is what it is, incidental contact. Leafs fans are going to go bananas. You guys comment down below. It helps the algorithm regardless. So feel free to vent. Go down there. Let us know what you think. Either way, once you get one off the dome, really nice hard shot, and then that elbow comes through, regardless of how hard it is, there's a few things I want to let you guys know. One, if you haven't played goal before, goalie helmets are not player helmets. They're not designed with concussions in mind. They are designed to be lightweight, visual, and have angles the way the bar is shaped and the way the helmet is shaped. It's not by accident, to deflect pucks and redirect force. It isn't made to take a straight on shot. So yes, it protects your chiclets, but when you get that straight on shot that pops the helmet up, it rattles you so much more in a goalie helmet than it would in a player helmet. A player helmet is designed to take impact and prevent concussions. A goalie helmet is designed to redirect and reflect a puck and transfer force off of the helmet. So direct impact to it is not ideal. This is what has been designed in science labs. I'm not a scientist. You probably aren't either. When we take a hit to the head, regardless of an elbow or a direct shot that does not deflect, it just hits and stops, that really hurts. So that's what I know, and that will rattle a brain. What we end up seeing here, because he doesn't leave the game immediately, is we see a man on the bench throwing up. You can throw up due to a lot of reasons, but one reason you do throw up is concussions. Concussions have delayed onset symptoms, especially when adrenaline is high. When adrenaline is high, you don't necessarily feel the effects of a concussion. This is what happened to Mark Scheifele in the Blues series. It's happened to plenty of people along the planet. It can take anywhere from 5 minutes to almost 2 hours for concussion symptoms to set in. So let's hope that's not it. But regardless, he exits the game and Woll has to enter. Now, goal number 1 from Florida. They like to sit in their 1-3-1, Tkachuk behind the net, Bennett in front. You end up moving here. You have so many options. Toronto is really tight around the net. I feel that is too tight, but what they are trying to do is just simply to take away these passes. You don't want those down low passes. Those are deadly. You're also trying to take away the bumper here, and you're basically trying to give him the ability to go over to the wall. Tkachuk decides to not go to Barkov. He decides to go to the point, and they just fire it from there right through traffic, and they beat Stolarz up high. But to continue this absolutely insane first period, don't worry. Morgan Rielly and Willie Nylander, the man of the first, they're coming here, and they end up leaving the zone. I said the Marchand line was going to be a massive difference maker in this series. Well, in this one, they get outworked. They move the puck. Really good job here on the defensive zone done by the Leafs. The Leafs end up moving it, and it's Morgan Rielly who's gone. Look at Marchand, though. The back check is amazing. He's about 10 steps behind, but he skates hard the entire way. So many other guys would have given up on this, not Marchie. It's Rielly coming in. Marchie is still skating hard. Look, I'll get my head out of the way here so you can see it. That's a man striding. That is not a man giving it up. Morgan Rielly is going to step in, and he's just going to fire a shot past Bobrovsky. 3-point period for the Leafs. Goalie out of action. Craziness occurring. We move on to the second where there's just one goal. It's a face-off. I love my face-offs. You end up pushing it over to the wall. Everybody from Florida converges in on the center. Wrong play. Let's move this over to the point. Let's move it over to the battle-tested Chris Tanev, and let's just get some junk on net. Let's get everybody over to the net, changing the angles. We go high to low like we love to do. That ends up moving our goalie, and we just throw a bunch of junk that ends up catching an absolutely wicked tip and goes in the back of the net. Now, I thought that goal would have come from Knies. It didn't. It was Chris Tanev, from Jake McCabe, and then from Matthew Knies. But it's the Florida Panthers in the third that put the pressure on, and it comes from the third line. Cue the Imperial March. Dun, 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 dun. It is the Marchand line with Lundell and Luostarinen who are going to put this in. They do their best Maple Leafs impression. They turn it over in the D zone, and the transition game is always a killer in the playoffs. They move it over to Marchie. He's going to be the first one in, and he is so highly skilled. He should be checked here. He's not. He shrugs him off. He's able to move the puck down low. Amazing play. Lundell, also amazing play. There is no reason he should be able to shrug this off. This was great D-zone coverage by both guys here, but they get loose. They get away. They move it over to Luostarinen. Luostarinen takes a beautiful tip, doesn't waste any time, and puts it in the back of the net. And if you're the Leafs, I don't know what you're supposed to do in that one. You just got beat. At the end of the day, you got caught on the wrong side of the puck by one of the most skilled third lines in the NHL today, and you got beat. Said this line was going to be a massive difference maker, and it is already. This line is going to cause problems for Toronto. They're going to have to find a way to get out of the line matchups that they have, because you can't get caught with line 4 here. I mean, you got Lawton, you got Lorentz, you got Yarncroc, you got, what do we got? Bennett and Oliver Ekman-Larsson out there. You don't want to have your third pairing and your fourth line matched up against this third line. You have home ice advantage. You don't want to get caught this way too often because this line is so skilled. It is not a third line. It's a second line on most teams. The first line on a bottom place team. It's just too skilled. They finally take advantage of the matchup. They put it in the back of the net. The Imperial March continues on the Marchie line. It is line 3. They're causing all kinds of problems. Lundell's going to step out, take a wicked shot. The Leafs are in a beautiful box +1 right now, and it's going to be Marchand that retrieves that puck. He's an absolute puck hound, this guy. If there's a loose puck, Marchand is going to get it. He's a handful to deal with in the playoffs. The Leafs are very familiar with him. It's all skill and puck protection. Look how small this guy is. He is completely undersized compared to, but he's able to keep that puck to the outside. Just a phenomenal, brilliant player as he continues to lean in, widening the zone. He's going to lengthen it up to the top here. He goes to Nate Schmidt, former Winnipeg Jet with Paul Maurice. Schmitty fakes the slap shot. This is a skilled defenseman playing on the third pairing. He's just gotten a little bit slower over time. As he moves it over, Woll loses his angle, and it's put in the back of the net. Now, this is the point in the time where we had our Rocky video. What do you do when you get punched and you get hit? Well, you get back up and you keep moving forward. And of course, that person to keep moving forward is Matthew Knies. This is that pushback you were looking from the Leafs. They come in, Woll with a beautiful save, puts Bennett into the back of the board. Sorry, Reinhart into the back of the boards. That one hurts. That can end a day for you. Turn it over, Leafs puck, move it up the wall. And as it's moving up the wall, it's Mitch Marner. He's going to win the race to the puck over Nate Schmidt. We were just singing Nate Schmidt's praise. Nate Schmidt is a highly skilled defenseman that's lost a step. That's why he's on the third pairing, and his brain still thinks he can do things that his body can't. Mitch Marner beats him to the puck, and that springs Matthew Knies off to a breakaway. And what I mean by it is, take a look. The guys are behind him. There's no reason to pinch this off at the boards. You got 6 minutes left. You got to play contain at this point in time. But the Maple Leafs, they have a really fast first line. They move it out. Big man's off to the races. They come off the bench in a change. They're still unable to catch him. Bobrovsky comes out of his crease to challenge him, but Matthew Knies pushes him right back in the crease with an absolutely filthy backhand that goes bar down. And that is a massive boost for the Maple Leafs, especially at home. It's that pushback that you're missing. You don't want the Leafs to pull the Leafs, but you don't. We've seen the story before. I'm sick of it. I'm bored of it. Play hockey the way I know you can play hockey, and they did. They give it to the kid. Knies moves in, buries it, makes it 5-3. Yes, the game was 5-4. Yes, there was an extra man that ends up going, goal that ends up going in. But those are hard to cover, especially in the last 2 minutes and 30 seconds when guys are pulling their goalies super early right now. So Florida gets within one, but I thought the Leafs did an amazing job in the last minute of the game, protecting the puck, keeping that lead out of there. You can take these storylines and these narratives a couple ways. The Leafs almost blew it. Florida almost came back. This is going to be a long series. Doesn't matter which way you take it. It's 1-0 Leafs right now, and that is worth something. Long series left to go. If Florida can steal one in game 2, that could really hurt Toronto. But Toronto has proven that they can use that Leafs crowd at home. They can use the energy, the towels waving. It was loud, and they have the ability to score in bunches. They need to tighten up their D zone, and the Leafs need to figure out what to do with the Marchand line. I don't know if there's anything they can do about it. So it'll be a very exciting game 2. I don't imagine Stolarz is going to play. Maybe I'm wrong. Who knows? The spotters didn't take him out, but like I said, could be wrong. They don't tell you what the concussion or non-concussion or injury or whatever it is. Maybe he ate some bad sushi. Either way, I expect to see Woll in the next game, but we'll have to wait and see. Hey guys, as well, thanks for hanging on. HGS family, Panther fans, Leafs fans, love having all of you guys on here. Just looking forward to a great series. Name my mascot. We've been talking about this. I've gotten some great names. I'm looking to get down to the top 5 for the finals. So if you think your cup team's going to the cup, like and subscribe. You have to like and subscribe. I can see if you're liked and subscribed. If you're not, well, I'm going to ignore the name. I'm looking for you guys to help me name my mascot. It's a trash panda or a common raccoon. We should all be familiar with these. The top 11 names are there, and it's actually a top 10. I'm looking to get it down to 5, but number 6, the Bandit or Bandits, I think that might be a team name. There might be a family of raccoons joining one day here. So right now, the leader is Oscar. Second place is Rocky. Just in terms of your votes as fans, please keep naming them. I'm going to put the top 5 in, and then you guys can vote for the winner. Things that made me laugh. Gary the Trash Panda after Gary Bettman. I thought that was really funny. Jarvie the Trash Panda after Seth Jarvis. If you know, I'm from Winnipeg. Big fan of Seth Jarvis. Had him for a moment as a coach there. Unbelievable player. Got a nice weekend coaching him at the Director's Cup. So hometown boy there gets a name. Sinbinner or Sinbin is pretty funny. And Flight Risk the Raccoon. That just really made me laugh. So go ahead. Help me name my mascot down below with any comment. And if you don't know what to comment, an emoji always helps. Like and subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.